Curtly, first question, what have you been doing in retirement?
Well, I'm trying to enjoy life, enjoy spending time with the family. I mean, I've traveled around the world for like 12, 13 years, so I can't make up for that in terms of leaving the family behind. So I spend a lot of time home in Antigua. And apart from that, I'm a musician. That's what I do, I play music in a local band in Antigua called a Spirited Band. So apart from spending time with the family, I just play music.
I try to do the same in terms of family, but I've also run an under 15 program in Jamaica and operate a business, a sports bar called Cuddies. So whenever there's sports and events, people are there. So I still travel a little bit, but I have a little bit more time on my hand. So I try and spend as much of it as I can with the family, and I'm still on the road doing other stuff. So I have a foundation as well that we do stuff for underprivileged kids, inner city kids, and first-time offenders in the prison. So it's got me pretty busy, but I'm coping out, working out with it.
Okay, and how did you come to be involved with the charity Variety?
Well, we were asked by Justin Karcher from the K Factor to come here on a tour to basically raise funds for the clubs, the smaller clubs, because we all know that the bigger clubs get all the attention and not too much attention is being spent on the smaller clubs. So we thought it was a great idea. So that is basically why we're here, to try and raise funds to help support the smaller clubs. And apart from that, have some fun as well. A lot of people don't realize that we've got a good sense of humor. So that makes the tour even more interesting. So, people come out just to support and to see the other side of Kurt Ambrose or Courtney Walsh.
What sort of stories do they want to know about Courtney? What's some of the things that the Australians want to know about you two?
Everything. Most famous Australian cricketer who's the hardest to get out. Any funny side, sledging, they've asked quite a lot of questions, and we try to answer them as honestly as we can and to the best of our abilities. It's been pretty much good fun so far, but just when there's a bit of our courtesy in terms of going around trying to help the lesser clubs, because both of us, back home, the clubs that we represented at the beginning of our career were lesser clubs as well. So it's trying to make sure that these clubs get a chance and they have a chance of raising some revenue. And the fans seem to be enjoying it. As I said, the questions that they've asked, we have tried to do our best in answering them, and every now and then I've got to bring Curtly back in line.
And I guess in terms of the state of the game now, do you think much has changed since you guys were playing?
It has changed a lot. There's a lot more rules and regulations, of course, favour the batsman. You see, that's why we retire. There's not too much for the fast bowlers anymore. But it has changed a lot. A lot more cricket has been played, including T20 and stuff like that. So cricket has changed, but I think that too many rules and regulations in the game now. So it sort of take away some of the flair. But still a game that we all love, and hope to see that it gets better.
So, Courtney, they talked about 2020s trying to, some people have called for them to not be internationals and just sort of concentrate on Test cricket and one days. How do you feel about the T20 version?
I'm happy with the T20, but I don't want to have a overkill. So I know people concerned. I think the ultimate for me cricket is still Test match cricket, and that's where I want to see a lot more emphasis based on that, and that we can get it up and running. I mean, if you look at the last couple of Test matches that has been played, has been tremendous result. It's been good for the game, and we just need to promote Test cricket, I think, a little bit more. I wouldn't want them to scrap T20 or not have it as international, because I think it has a part to play as well. It's just combining and striking the right balance so that one doesn't overkill the other.
And just in terms of Australia and the West Indies, when you guys were at your peak, it was probably the two best nations against each other. Where do you think Australia and the West Indies sit right now in terms of world cricket?
Well, obviously Australia is still one of the top teams. Unfortunately, the West Indies aren't. But when you lose so many great players all at once, it leaves a big void. And I believe apart from that, I think when we were the best team in the world, the cricket boards, the West Indies Cricket Board and territorial boards never really put anything in place to nurture the talent. They probably thought we will forever produce great cricketers. And other nations put things in place that have caught up with us and have left us behind. So we got a lot of work to do. But I reckon, in a few years, we'll see West Indies again. Maybe not, probably might not see those dominant days like before, but we'll see them up there competing with the best.
What do you make of these rotation policies they're now doing with fast bowlers? I mean, Siddle and Hilfenhaus are missing the Test today. At the WACA, the game that's probably going to decide the series. I mean,
I always believe in playing your best team. If the guys are not fit enough, fine. But if they're fit enough and they're your best bowlers, you need to play them, especially in a test match like this that you need to win. I don't know the policy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not within the camp, but I personally, if I'm fit and strong and healthy to play, I don't want to miss a test match or a very important test match because of rotation policy. So I'll probably look at it a little bit different. I always want to play once I can give off my best. If I can't give off my best, I'll let people know. So if that's the situation with them, then that's fair enough. But I believe that you need to play your best team at all times, and you have to manage the guys away from the test matches. But I wouldn't want to miss a test match because of rotation.
For me, the rotation policy for me would have been like you're playing a 5-test series and you already won the series. Then you can rotate players just to see how the players are shaping up. But, I mean, outside of that, if you're in a series like it is locked now between South Africa and Australia with 1 test to go, it's a winner takes all, basically. Whoever wins the series become the number 1 in the world. So I would want to play my best and strongest team in this particular game. So the rotation process for me would have to be after you've won a series. You can use other guys.
They never would have dragged you away from the whacker either, would they?
Well, of course not. They wouldn't. I mean, no one would have been strong enough to drag me away from the whacker.
And hey guys, I know you played a game in Newcastle in the early 90s, a tour game against New South Wales. Do you have any memories of that?
That was a long time ago. The memory is not as strong as it probably could have been or should have been, but if my memory served me correct, we had a game down there against them, and I don't remember the scores or stuff, but I remember playing there once, and I can't even remember the result of the game. It's so long ago. But I have played there before, though.
And I guess these days, who do you rate as, I guess, the leading fast bowlers in the world?
There's a number of them out there, but the problem I have is that the ones that you sort of see and like, they're not the youngsters that I've liked. I've not been able to be in the park. Jerome Taylor from Jamaica, who I thought would have gone all the way, keep getting injured. I saw Pat Cummins in South Africa about 2 years ago, and I thought very highly of him. I still do. Still keep getting injured in the park, which is a concern. So the younger fast bowlers, you want to see them out there playing, and the reason for the injuries, you're not too sure. So it's a little bit difficult to sort of say, well, yes, that's a premier fast bowler. I mean, which is unfortunate because when we played, there was other guys that we liked seeing. I mean, Wazim Akram, Glenn McGrath, always seems to be out there playing and stuff. Wakar and those guys currently, but you're not seeing that now. The guys are breaking on to me too easily. So there's got to be something wrong.
Yeah, because they didn't seem to break down as often in your day.
No, certainly not. You had niggling injuries here and there, and guys might miss a 1 test match here and there, but they've always come back to play and stuff. I've never seen them breaking down. Like, I mean, with Pat Cummins now, I think he has broken down 2 or 3 times within the last 2 years with major breakdown where he has missed quite a few games.
I don't know what the problems are really with the guys breaking down so easily. I believe, and I could be wrong here, but in my opinion, I believe that most of these fast bowlers are spending too much time in the gym and less time bowling. I mean, it's okay to go to the gym to do a little strengthening work and stuff like that, but in order to get your body in top shape for bowling, you have to do a lot of bowling. Because you go to the gym, only certain muscles you're working. When you're bowling, it's all the muscles in the body working, so you need to stay on the park and bowl a lot of overs in order to be match ready, and your body will get accustomed to all this hard work. So for me, it had to be more bowling and less gym work.
Definitely, because when you do that as well, match fitness and just regular fitness are 2 different types of fitness. And once the body gets accustomed to that bowling, you can then manage and maintain. So maintenance will be the key. But if you're not fit enough to bowl, whenever you bowl a longer spell, the body is going to sort of rebel. And you'll have to try to get it into match shape. So I used to be able to know I can bowl 6 overs at the start of a spell because I'm accustomed to it from the nets and from the matches. And you can pace yourself and guide yourself. So if you bowl that 2 extra overs, you're still up to it and stuff. But if your body's not accustomed to it, it's going to rebel and break down.
How have your bodies sort of held up in retirement? Is the knees okay? Is the back okay?
We are still standing.
Yes, because a lot of guys have said that after, I mean, your body wasn't really made to bowl fast. And we've done that for 12, 13, 14 years, constantly. So we're still standing strong. I don't play cricket anymore. Once or twice a year, a little charity game. But I still stay in shape by playing basketball because basketball is my first love, and I still love basketball. So that keeps me a little bit in shape. So the knees and the body's still feeling pretty okay. Not for cricket though.
I play a couple of charity matches every now and then. I play a couple of games in England, so it's not too bad, and I'm still feeling reasonably good shape. And probably could do a little bit more work, but I don't play basketball, unfortunately, so there's not much other activities to do. But no complaints. The back holds up a little bit. Probably on long flights you get a bit sore, but no problem with the knees. So I'm still pretty good.